Uganda, where we'll find out how Google is assisting in improving internet speeds. We have information on the best-selling operating systems in South Africa. Our discussion is with 4 young ladies who have a big social media following for their dramatized critique of certain political and social media and social issues. Find us on SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. It's News Network at sabc.co.za on email. Let's start with your social media and technology news. Google says it's assisting in the rollout of high internet speeds in Uganda. The company has also launched fiber connections and Wi-Fi hotspots in Ghana and Uganda. Our Uganda correspondent Julius Mugambwa has the information for us.
Uganda's capital, Kampala, a bustling East African city. Smartphones are common here. Just one of the signs, internet access is in demand. But how reliable and affordable is the connection?
If you're in my line of work and it's deadline driven, you say want to upload a video that you want people to see almost immediately, you may have to leave it at times uploading overnight. But that also depends on what your budget is.
Google is now looking to improve speeds. Through its investment named Project Link, the American technology company has built about 700 kilometers of metro fiber connection in Uganda.
Our objective is really to support and enable mobile operators and ISPs grow and be able to concentrate on what they do best by providing quality services to their end users and also bring down the costs of internet, thus help grow internet penetration in Uganda.
Because of limited infrastructure in sub-Saharan Africa, distributing internet services is costly for providers. The cost is being transferred to customers, which partly explains why internet in a country like Uganda remains unaffordable for many. Google says it is helping shift the burden of building infrastructure from operators. Telecoms and data providers can now tap on the existing Google platform. Already in Kampala, hotspots have been distributed around the city at a reduced cost.
These locations we picked very carefully in busy areas, in malls, restaurants, high busy streets, downtown, to make sure that we have a wide coverage as far as the Wi-Fi is concerned, meaning we're now giving more access and internet to now the end users, but again through our mobile operators and ISPs.
And for Google's partner suppliers, this means more customers.
In terms of our network reach, suddenly we have multiplied and we expect to see more connectivity coming into our network. Obviously, these are very early days. We're just observing, but we anticipate to grow our customer base.
Ugandan officials say about 23% of Uganda's 35 million population have access to the internet. Google's Project Link, which also benefits West African nation Ghana, hopes to see more Africans use the internet. But in a continent where a large population still live below the poverty line, internet access remains largely seen as a non-basic need. Julius Mugambwa, SABC News, Kampala.
Now, as people are still celebrating their December holidays, we decided to compile a list of some of our favorite holiday apps. Some will help you book flights, accommodation, and there are even apps to help you cook nice meals for festive visitors.
Kicking it off at the bottom of the charts is Instagram. Instagram allows users to capture images and share them with the world. You're able to connect with other Instagrammers all over the globe and keep up with their photos and videos. At number 9, we have Skyscanner. It compares millions of flights across hundreds of airlines, putting the world's top deals at your fingertips with no added fees. This app is perfect for anyone who's all about booking cheap and affordable flights at any hour of the day that suits you. Coming in at number 8 is the photo editing application Photo Collage. If you're into photo editing, then this is your app. Taking life's moments and putting them all in one frame. One is able to create the most amazing collages with a wide variety of frames, stickers, and photo grids. Then share your creation with your family and friends on your preferred social media platform. On our number 7 spot, we have Airbnb, where you can book accommodation and put up your place on the website for people who want to rent it out while you're gone. At number 6, there's the Cookbook Recipe app. This one is for all the foodies who are keen on trying new dishes and also love experimenting in the kitchen. On the number 5 spot, we have Money Smart. The app allows you to track your personal expenses, compile a budget, and even separate your wants from your needs to help identify saving opportunities. If you're not a fan of cooking, then you'll totally fall in love with Zomato. It is currently sitting comfortably on our number 4 spot. It truly is amazing and convenient. One can view restaurants in and around your city and in and around your location. One is able to browse the menu and look for what tickles their taste buds from their couch. Pure awesomeness. Our number 3 spot is Shazam, which can be a little bit tricky trying to explain it to your grandparents. The app is used by more than 100 million people each month to identify music, get song lyrics, and now to discover the music that the artists discover themselves. Shazam in one word, amazing. Google Maps lands in the 2nd position of our festive must-have apps. The app is a navigation app that gives you all the latest traffic accidents and real-time navigation. Google says they have seemed to have located Santa Claus and will be able to track him as he pilots his sleigh from town to town. So look out, he just might be in your town. And on the number 1 spot, yes, it's Uber. It has become extremely popular with over 50 million downloads. They offer safe, affordable transport services that need no physical cash. You simply pay online with your credit card. South Africa has a massive drunk driving problem during the holiday season. So with Uber, you can leave your car at home and return safely and see you in the new year.
I suppose Santa Claus would be late if he's still in your town. Now, most smartphones in Africa are in South Africa, so we decided to take a look at the operating systems preferred by people in Africa's biggest smartphone market.
Tapping, swiping and pinching.
The competition for having the most sales in the mobile market is fierce, and companies are always trying to find new things to get ahead of others. They have to ensure that the phone has the best operating system to match the hardware. The operating system will determine the quality of the photo or how fast you connect to the internet. And they are Android, Symbian, iOS and RIM. And in South Africa, they show which mobile phone will sell. Vodacom's September stats tell us which operating system are selling in South Africa. At number 1, we have Android at 57.4%. This operating system is developed by Google, and it is primarily designed to operate touch screen. It has different varieties which are named after sweets like Lollipop, Kit Kat and Marshmallow. Then we have the RIM or BlackBerry at 20.5%. It is specifically developed for the BlackBerry handsets. It has since been discontinued after the release of BlackBerry 10, but BlackBerry will continue support for the BlackBerry OS. At number 3, there is Symbian at 6%. This operating system has been around longer than all others combined. Symbian was used by many major mobile phones brands like Samsung, Motorola, Sony Ericsson and Nokia. It was the most popular smartphone OS and on a worldwide average until the end of 2010, when it was overtaken by Android. In the bottom of the best sellers in South Africa is Apple iOS. This operating system is exclusively developed for Apple hardware. Even though iOS is at the bottom of the list, it is considered by many to be the pack leader in performance, but it is expensive for the most people in the African market.
As it is the Christmas weekend, tonight we have a special performance from a sketch comedy group that's big in social media. They're called Thanks. Take it away, ladies.
Ebomme, re tla simolla ka sefela sa December boss. Toto. Kidizi homuni rejanyo goya diloni skalibala uniformi stationary school fees January matla. Z-right, e-girls, take it sprite, take it light, masebafunu gudli keshi, begi bona sunga pechi, January's calling, January says, hello, thanks. It's that time of the year again where good friends and families come together
To celebrate with love. It's Christmas time.
Christmas time. It's Christmas time. From the SABC News family to yours.
Have a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. It's SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. News Network at sabc.co.za and email. Welcome back. Now, thanks to the sketch comedy group made up of 4 young women who met at Wits University. Kiti Mwepang, Dumi Mutswatwe, Momo Matunyane, and Zetu Dlomo are passionate about creating work that holds up a critical mirror to society. They are known for their use of satire and parody to capture the tensions and struggles of everyday life in a comical way. They're active in social media, especially on Facebook, where they're able to reach and engage with a large and diverse audience on various topics. Hello and welcome, girls.
Hi.
Now, maybe starting with you, Kitty.
Yes.
If you can tell us, why did you decide to use social media to upload your comedy videos?
You know what? As a group, we realized that you can't ignore the power of social media. Everything is moving towards digital. A lot of things are happening on the social media space. A lot of influence happens there. So a lot of customer draw-in happens on social media. So why ignore it instead of using it?
Yeah. Momo, if you can tell us about the engagement that you're getting from your fans on social media.
It's been quite crazy, actually. I think, first of all, we mostly work in theaters, right? So we'll put on a show at like a Wits theater, for example. So what we decided to do was actually just use Facebook as a way to, in 2 minutes, you know, how can we encapsulate our work and basically sell our show? And when we're not performing on stage, how do we get the audiences to still be in contact with us? So the people have been loving our work, but the idea of the videos was so that people can come and watch us in the theater. So what it's done, which is great for us, is that we've had a much wider reach than we would have even just before we put the videos on Facebook.
Dumi, apart from promoting the work, do you find that the engagement that you get in social media is different from the engagement that you get when you're performing in reality, in real life?
Well, it depends which show we're performing. And also, like, people are people, you know. What's nice is that, like Kito was saying, we're able to kind of transcend and break geographical barriers. So you have audiences from Soweto, audiences, and also like we define our audiences so differently. So there are sponsors, there are competitors, there are other artists, you know. Then there are people who've never seen theater. So we use the Facebook platform not only to just market, but to cultivate a taste as well. To also say, guys, there's something that's happening, which is like this. Come and watch it in a theater format and see how else that live experience, which is not just 30 seconds, it's an hour. How about coming in and seeing the different mamas now, the different characters that we were able to play, you know?
If you can tell us about those differences, because you're saying that there are differences between your different audiences that view your work in social media. If you can just perhaps tell us about how you basically appeal to those different audiences?
It's language, it's topic. So for example, if we want to talk about the fees must fall, we know we're targeting students. We know we are students ourselves, we're representing other students. If we're doing a show about societal issues like water crisis, gender-based violence, we know we're, targeting a larger audience. But at the same time, we want to do a show or a video about, our industry. We know who we're targeting. We're targeting people in the industry, not only artists, not only actors, but regulators, policy makers. So we know each and every video we put out targets a particular audience, but through language and through style, it can reach and be enjoyed by different people.
Kitty, how did you decide to go that route, the route of basically comedy and comedy sketches?
You know what, like you said when you were introducing us, the main idea when the group started was to hold a critical mirror to society. But no one wants to be lectured. I mean, who wants to sit in a show and actually go, oh, I have problems, I am wrong, I should be doing this. No one wants to hear it like that. People prefer to laugh and to joke. Like we like to say in the group, it's better to laugh than it is to cry. So instead of saying to people, your tax money is being wasted, and they being all sad, it's easy to make a joke about it, and then people go home and go, well, you know what? Actually, my tax money is kind of being spent like recklessly. So that's the whole idea behind what we do. We're trying to say to people, be more active, but also see yourself in what we're doing. And that's why we put ourselves in every song. If you notice in our songs and in our work and in our theater plays, we say a lot of us, me, I, because we don't want to alienate our audiences. We don't want to make them feel like they're being taught something. We just want them to see themselves within our work and within the characters that we play.
And then make a choice about where they stand.
Yes.
Momo, Zero IT Girls. Now, that is a term that's been massive on South African social media, and you decided to turn that into a comedy sketch. Why?
Well, I mean, as described as well in the beginning, our work is meant to poke fun, but also hold a mirror to society, right? So what we try and do is that every show of ours needs to be relevant to a time, to a topic, to whatever. So during Oscar trial and everything, we had something around that. So now there's this trend, right? And that guy, I mean, those are valid things, like Zero Girls, right? Because also there's these, I mean, that speaks right back to this culture, right? That is being cultivated in the youth, where like we are encouraging young girls to not work hard and to find an older figure
to wait for
you know
places.
what I mean, to work exactly and then like that guy will take care of you, you get a girlfriend monthly allowance, and then you can turn up with your friends, you know what I mean, and then life is good. But as for women in this group who have actually been educated, we went to varsity, we work really hard even now every single day outside of thanks, and we are not as erratic girls, yes, we are right because we make sure that whatever we want as young people, we can do it for ourselves, but through our work, and not necessarily through just looking at a young man and going, hi.
And I mean, for Zethu's Loma and Absentia as well. I mean, she's right now, it's December, but she's busy working in town. And it just comes to show that, you know.
She's right in a different way.
Working at December.
Also, it's important to hook people. So Zero IT Girls is a trending topic. We take that trending topic and then we unpack it, right? Hence we say, come watch a show. Because in the 1 hour show, we're saying, Zero IT Girls, let's unpack which girls are we talking about, and who is saying that to those girls, and why are we here as a society where these girls must be right because of somebody else.
And perhaps, Dumi, if you can just tell us, like, how do you then decide, because you produce 1 hour shows, if you can be brief on this, how do you then decide from that 1 hour to give us short 2-minute clips, and how do you decide on those clips, I mean?
I mean, it depends on the rehearsal. It depends on what's current at the moment. But most importantly, there are many people who post videos every single day. It needs to be authentic. So we constantly ask ourselves, do we have to post this video? If not, then we don't. If we really feel like we need to speak out about
But 2 minutes is different from an hour. So how do you then reduce your work to 2 minutes?
It's a teaser.
It's a teaser. To hook them so they come and they go, oh my God, these girls are talking about this and this and this. What can I relate to? I would love to see them.
In 1 hour, we're talking about December, we're talking about stationery, we're talking about January, we're talking about Zero etiquette, then we're talking about the bonus.
And sugar daddies.
Exactly.
In a 1 minute song.
Okay, so social media to get information about your performances?
Sure. Yes, our Facebook page is Thanks, spelled THANKS. E in X.
Thanks.
And our Twitter is thanks_ladies. And our Instagram is thanks_.
All right. Kitty Mwepang, Momo Matunyane, and Tumi Mutswatwe. All right. And they're called thanks. Thank you very much for joining us. All right. So let's take a short break and we'll be back right after this.
Get all the latest news from the SABC's online news services on our website. Breaking news and in-depth coverage of everything from business, sports to politics and lifestyle. Catch the top news clips and watch live streaming of major news events on the SABC News YouTube channel whenever. Stay connected on the SABC News Facebook page and have your say on news that matters to you. And for the latest headlines and live updates from our reporters, follow us on Twitter. SABC Digital News, anytime, anywhere.
Welcome back. It's SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Now, here's what some people have been sharing in social media. The last apartheid South Africa president, F.W. de Klerk, has been facing a lot of criticism in social media. This is after he spoke out against the Rhodes Must Fall campaign started by South Africans studying in England's Oxford University. #HoutBay is another trending topic. That is after a fourth fire killed a person and left over 1,000 homeless in the Imizamo Yethu informal settlement. South African cricketer Stephen van Zyl has also been a major chatting point. He didn't play a single shot when he was bowled out during their match against England. All right, so that's all we have for you. Find us on SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. News Network at sabc.co.za. On email. We leave you with the performance by Thanks, the girl sketch group that we just saw earlier on. From me and the rest of the network group, bye-bye.
Don't you cry, everybody, it's not easy living in a world where people are so greedy. Don't you cry, everybody, it's reality. 'Cause corruption is a part of our society. There's a huge ass cake that we're all meant to share, but the ones with the knife say life's not fair. There's a huge ass cake that we're all meant to share, but the ones with the knife, they just don't care. Wait in line just for the crumbs. Wait in line till kingdom comes. Tula tula lizwele tu. Tula tula lizwelam. Oh, thanks.